That's assuming, of course, we don't accept the Goliath Chronicles as canon. But for the sake of argument, we make Xanatos the show's villain. Naturally, this would take away from the storyline of Demona wants to destroy all humans, so let's start with these pathetic tourists. But that would mean one less costume to decide. SurferClock? Where'd you go?
Morning, TAP-G. What are you doing here so early?
Early?
Wait, isn't that the same shirt you... hold on. Have you even left the studio since our last episode 2 weeks ago?
It's been 2 weeks?
So, you've spent that whole time making a case for a gargoyle show at the park, and you didn't even notice that I've been gone?
Oh, that reminds me, we're out of Red Bull.
Go get yourself some water, and a clean shirt, and go order a pizza. You look emaciated.
Thanks. I am feeling a little lightheaded.
Hey everyone, we're back. So, to catch you up to speed, we're doing the top 10... Wait, that was a thing? The attractions at Disney and Universal that were the shortest lived, most arbitrary, and most perplexing. And here's a brief recap of numbers 10 through 6. Number 10, celebrity sightings at Universal Studios. Number 9, Mickey's Magical TV World at Magic Kingdom. Number 8, The Muppets at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Number 7, Lucky the Dinosaur. And number 6, Doug Live at Disney's Hollywood Studios. If you want details, click on the annotation to listen to part 1. Now, let's finish the countdown.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 5, The Dragon over Fantasyland. Did you ever think you would see a dragon?
Sure, Mushu at Disney's Hollywood Studios. At least I used to.
Think bigger.
Maleficent at Fantasmic.
I meant at Magic Kingdom.
Elliot, Main Street Electrical Parade.
Never mind. December 5th, 2012. Imagine you're sauntering through Fantasyland. The sun has set, your Legacy Fast Pass for that brand new Little Mermaid ride in hand, and the family in front of you refuses to walk any faster than turtle speed. Then came a roar and thunder men have never heard, like the scream and sound of a big warbird. What is it, you ask yourself? Holy mother of Megazon! It's a real live flying, fire-breathing dragon!
Okay, yes. Seriously, a dragon. Roaring, wings flapping, spouting immense plumes of fire. Not even a pre-established character. Disney even hyped up the dragon with a site with a noted cryptozoologist and a witness testimony from an anonymous source with large circular ears. Oops. Where did it come from? What was he for? How did Imagineers do it? Oh.
Well, actually, it was for the VIP media event for New Fantasyland to herald its grand opening the following day. And yeah, curious that there aren't any dragons in Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Dumbo, or Snow White, but no doubt it fit the theme of fantasy. Unfortunately, there was an issue.
What?
Due to technical difficulties, it remains the one and only time the dragon has ever taken to the skies. But the good news is, in today's social media, there are several videos of the majestic creature on YouTube, so feel free to look it up. After our video, of course.
Will the dragon fly again? Well, hard to say, but let's hope it's soon.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at Disney's Hollywood Studios. From 1990 to 1995, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and April O'Neil would take to the stage in Streets of America and jam with the totally cool kids in a totally mondo concert, dude.
Oh, you mean the Coming Out of Our Shells tour, right?
No!
Okay, geez, don't have a cow, man.
Look, this show had so much more dignity for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than that dumb tour. At least they didn't all have silly-looking costumes.
Yeah, they kind of did.
Well, at least they did more than shout various late 80s catchphrases.
Grody to the max, bro.
Oh, and did they do any seriously dated cover songs?
Well, dated, yes, but still a classic.
Wait, how did Disney get a hold of these guys? I didn't think they were owned by them.
I think at the time, TMNT Fever was at a fever pitch. Since there weren't any theme park rights involved, Disney leased them. What helped was the Jim Henson Workshop made the movie's costumes, and Henson just finished Jim Henson's Muppet Vision 3D at Disney MGM Studios. And since Eisner was all about synergy, Well, use a bodacious property at the parks if he couldn't own the TV show or movies.
And the Backlot Tour once promoted that one Michael Bay movie. Oh gee, what was its name?
Don't even go there.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 3. Epcot Center Daredevil Circus Spectacular 1987. Circuses are a pretty polarizing concept in the Disney fandom. On one hand, they're whimsical, child-friendly, colorful, full of animals and entertainment. At least that's how our romanticized, nostalgic perceptions have painted them for us.
On the other hand, Walt disliked circuses and carnivals and strove to avoid the kitschy nature. But sometimes they can be a cool notion to exploit in places like Storybook Circus. Other times, well, I think I need another dip into my NyQuil.
In 1987, Epcot had been open for 5 years and it was floundering financially. It had been given the unsightly reputation of being boring and not for kids, and the Eisner administration sought eagerly to rectify that. But instead of a boring Earth circus, this was a circus from outer space, featuring high-flying acrobats and, I'm not kidding here, space elephants.
Eisner ran a temporary circus-themed gig at Disneyland that, while sloppy in execution, did boost revenue and attendance, and after an international cirque style didn't pan out for the World Showcase, it was moved to the park's central fountain turned into a stage. Almost right away, problems came up. While Disney promised a lot in the press release, many of the acts promised never came to fruition. Some acts had to be cycled out, like Mickey Mouse as the MC, and the strongman whose acting skills left a lot to be desired.
Many guests complained about neck pain from looking up at all the acrobatics. And the veteran elephants, who are supposed to wear elaborate costumes that would make them look like Martian mastodons, often resisted and had trouble dealing with their surroundings at a busy theme park. But supposedly what killed the idea after 5 months of operation was the fact that circuses, at a Disney theme park, just aren't that great an idea. At least at Storybook Circus, they went with the romanticized, nostalgic version like in Dumbo. But acrobats, daredevils, and elephants? Best leave it to Barnum and Bailey, Disney.
Great vacations and celebrations can fade away in a year.
Number 2. Goosebumps at Disney's Hollywood Studios, or rather, Goosebumps Horrorland Fright Show and Funhouse. Boys in the 90s, like us, were inundated with all things gross and nasty in most every commercial. And if there was one book series that capitalized our love for horror and the disgusting, it was R.L. Stein's Goosebumps novella series. While girls had, the Boxcar Children. Was that a thing? I don't care.
Starting in 1997, the Streets of America hosted a 5 times a day stage show where, during a magic show featuring Amazo the Magician, who would do a series of magic tricks with 2 young volunteers. Before long, his show would be hijacked by Curly the Skeleton, Slappy the Ventriloquist Dummy, and the Mummy, all in an attempt to scare and enslave the audience. In addition to the show, a funhouse was also supplied for guests on the Streets of America.
The show relied mostly on weak jokes and brief appearances from the characters from the books, and not that much horror or gore. Such a disappointment to us 90s kids, what with our Gak and our Dr. Creepy Gummy Bugs, and getting slimed on Nickelodeon and our real Ghostbusters ectoplasm.
It was yet another attempt to incorporate modern popular fads in the parks, less as a means to have a long-standing timeless attractions and more reaching the zeitgeist. Again, 90s. Especially since Goosebumps is not exactly the first intellectual property you think of when you think of Disney.
Yeah, I think of Ace Ventura, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Doug, David Copperfield, Aerosmith, The Twilight Zone, and Drew Carey! Wow, maybe Hollywood Studios really does need that reboot.
Goosebumps, delivering on horror and nightmares to elementary school kids since 1992, approved by Disney.
Great vacations and celebrations can
And the number one, wait, that was a thing, is...
Play it.
No.
Come on, you know you wanna.
No, I very much don't wanna.
Fine, if you won't, I will!
Hey, stop that! Leave that alone!
The magical world of Barbie at Epcot!
And yes, that's Barbie. First of all, let's negate the negative anti-feminist connotations Barbie accrued over the years. Let's negate any jabs at Barbie's unrealistic body image controversies. And above all else, let's negate Mattel's eagerness to sue over pop songs or unwillingness to allow Barbie to appear in Toy Story.
Unless the movie was a success.
Unless the movie was a success. That all said, back in 1994, back when Epcot briefly wanted to be hip and edgy by putting the last 2 digits of the year in its name,
Oh, don't worry. It only lasted 1 year before someone realized how lame it was.
Epcot used the American Gardens Theater at the American Adventure to feature its latest show with Mattel's Barbie, Ken,
Before the breakup.
and their friends. From what we can figure, it was during Barbie's 35th birthday when Mattel decided to go full tilt with Synergy and have her celebrate at Walt Disney World. Barbies were even sold with special VHS tapes to be a behind-the-scenes feature on the show and a promotional bit for Disney World, specifically Epcot, specifically World Showcase.
In Barbie's Magical World, her birthday is never mentioned. 'Cause you never ask a lady her age, I guess. But all her peppy pink pals are ready to explore the world. Oh boy! You mean she'll join Doctors Without Borders in Somalia? Or open a clinic in Nicaragua? Or donate food to families in India? Or fight against apartheid in South Africa? Or assist in disaster relief for families in Japan? Or something benefiting humanity in the long run?
Well, that's all a little deep. I bet she'll just go through the countries in World Showcase. Japan, Canada, Italy, Norway, Morocco. Indulge in some local cultures, language, and food. Endorse the idea of a global community and how we are all one and...
Yeah, you all knew it wasn't going to be either of those. Mattel wouldn't dream of selling you dolls unless they were Caucasian, straight, or having a stomach as big around as a dime.
Okay, wow, really? That was kind of uncalled for.
If guys like us don't champion for positive role models for girls, who will?
Getting back on track, the magical world of Barbie showed her and her friends travel to Australia and stop a guy with a butterfly net who's trying to catch a koala. And admonishes the Steve Irwin Paul Hogan stereotype for not treating animals nice.
Okay.
Then it's off to Africa to explore the jungles with a tour guide that makes Bushwhacker Bob from Tasmania look dignified.
Okay.
Then it's off to Paris to explore the Louvre, Le Arc de Triomphe, and Musée d'Orsay.
Really?
Of course not! She and her friends are there for the fashion, and they call up a young girl from the audience to indulge in getting dolled up, just like Barbie!
I am sorely tempted to make a mean-spirited jab, but I find there seems to be a minute difference between that and the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I'm a Disney princess in a Disney world, wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic.
Okay, so maybe that part of it isn't so unusual. But admit it, it's easily the weirdest thing in the top 10. Barbie and Disney? Yeah. That's why this is officially the number 1. Wait, that was a thing?
Think we missed anything? What, you think we hacked in our research? Is that what you're implying? How dare you!
We hope you enjoyed this top 10 list. Thanks for joining us. I'm SurferClock.
And I still demand a Gargoyles theme park show.
And we're What's the Attraction, where
Our
our work is your vacation.
Can't we at least get a meet and greet with Goliath? Is that just too much to ask?
Man, will you drop it already?